Hi, this is Luann Napolitano. I want to share with you my Autism Webinar presentation. Sorry, I'm going to start it from the beginning. My project is on autism spectrum disorder. The history is in 1990, autism became a formal category of a disability, and the U.S. Department of Education defined autism as a developmental disability that significantly affects social interaction and verbal and nonverbal communication. It's a disorder of brain development that causes difficulties in social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, and repetitive behaviors. There's a broad range of severity of autism. The spectrum is very large. One of the spectrum parts on the spectrum is Asperger's syndrome, who is a child who is able to function in society and who is successful in school but can have significant problems with social relations. Autism is normally diagnosed between 2 to 3 years of age. A child is typically diagnosed. However, the signs can appear much earlier. Early detection has proven to improve the outcomes, so increasing awareness is key. Autism risk genes and environmental factors influence early brain development. Events before and during birth, the parental age, maternal illness during pregnancy, and difficulty during birth, including oxygen deprivation. How autism presents itself is a child may seem extremely withdrawn, have severe difficulties with language, self-stimulation activities such as rocking, twirling objects, flapping of hands is very common. Normal or outstanding abilities in certain areas. How common is autism? The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention identify around 1 in 68 American children as on the autism spectrum. Autism is 4 to 5 times more common among boys than girls, and it affects over 3 million individuals in the United States. There is no cure for autism. However, appropriate interventions depending on the level of functioning should be followed. Social skills should be worked on, eye contact, behavior modifications, and having the children have community interactions. As far as the classroom setting goes, students can be in classrooms in a typical school, and those students may or may not participate in inclusion based on the classroom and the availability of an aide to go into the classroom with them. The modification in the classroom goes as far as setup of supplies, grips on pencils, technical devices such as iPads. They use that for communication as necessary. Some students are very nonverbal. They used to have something called PEX boards, but they can show by picture what they want or what they need. Social skills are taught and enforced by repetition for a variety of things that we wouldn't even think of. Teeth brushing is a very hard skill sometimes. Bathroom usage and etiquette. Students are with typical students and don't really know what bathroom etiquette is. Haircuts. We have whole programs where students, we bring in a barber or a hairdresser to work with the students, because even going to the barbershop, putting the cape on, hearing the scissors or the buzzers is very difficult for our students. They don't like to be touched. They don't like noises, loud or even soft noises. As far as community experience, the students get to go grocery shopping, which may seem like a small thing to all of us, but it is a very big experience to a student with autism. Going to the movies, sitting in a movie theater, standing online, waiting, going to plays, not speaking out or yelling out, going to the circus, large crowds of people, parks, again, waiting online, interacting with other people, and eating out, learning to buy your own food, pay for food, give eye contact to a waiter or waitress, and to place an order, and even different kinds of food, which are not in their normal day-to-day repertoire of food that they eat. what it feels like to be autistic, I thought was a very special slide to put in. I wanted to actually give you a video, but I couldn't find one that really describes what I've seen presented and what students have been able to describe what it feels like to be autistic. Their senses are out of sync. Their sight, sound, smell, and touch is hypersensitive and almost painful sometimes. The environment, the outside environment to them is very a hostile place. It's a scary place. Their hearing is hyperactive. Their smelling is highly sensitive. Eyesight is acute. Everything hits their eyes, lights, a flashing of a light, a smart board, anything in the room could affect the students. The students will say, I don't understand when you call across the room. It's very important to be up close to these students, to speak directly to them, to have them make eye contact with you when you speak with them. They think very concretely. Anything you say, they take verbatim. And they don't know how to tell you when they're hungry, frustrated, or frightened. And this comes in acting out, hitting, banging, different behaviors that you see exhibited in the students. We just had our 8th grade graduation ceremony, which we have every year. And 2 of our former students did return to give a speech. One particular student that I remember from preschool came in, who's now 18 years old. And the student came in at age 3. The student gave a speech, and in it he shared how he could name every dinosaur, but he could never ask for food or drink or tell anyone how he felt or tell his mom that he loved her. Well, after he had been out of our program at age 17, he was brought back to district, and he was able to learn with his peers and typical students. He reported to us that his life was not easy, but he can ask for what he wants now, and for most of the time anyhow, and he can tell his mom that he loves her. I gave you here the website for the Region 3 program that is our district program that I've worked in for years. That's our website. Please click on the link and check it out if you'd like to learn more about our program. This was a poem that I wanted to share with you that we share with our parents. It's just, if you, in your time, if you can read, it's about Welcome to Holland, and it's a poem about how expectations when you became a parent and how they might change when you have a child with special needs. So I thought it was a good thing to share. I've given you a list of my sources. Autism Speaks is a great source for information. They do a lot of fundraising to bring awareness. The educational psychology book, and also our Region 3 program, which has so much information if you'd also like to visit our website. I thank you for your attention. It was my pleasure to show you what our program does. Thank you and have a good day.